I'm editing the vlog that you're about to see right now, and I just want you to understand that this is around the same time that I found out I was pregnant, and so it was kind of a hot mess. It was really a huge struggle for me to read. It just was really hard in general, so please bear with that in mind. And there's not a lot of clips of me actually reading in this vlog. That is because a lot of the times that I was reading, it was like in the bathroom, in between morning sickness, stuff like that. It was such a hassle, and I just need you to understand that. So when you watch this, hopefully, that you have that in your back of your head, okay? It has nothing to do with the creator. It has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that this was just poor timing on my end, okay? There you go. Go watch. I was going to do an intro, but I'm so sorry. I was gonna do an intro, but I had started the book and I was gonna do an intro later, but then I didn't stop reading the book. I'll do an intro later, but I'm almost done with this one, and I'll talk about it in the intro. Natalie, I don't like you. I don't know. The other books better be the best books ever. Like, better be like super happy. Oh, sorry, honey. Okay. It's the next day. Hi. If you saw well, I'm assuming you did, because that would have been the start of this video. But I read Archer's Voice. Yeah, I read this. This thoroughly destroyed me. So that was very interesting. I was not expecting that. I was expecting to get emotional because Mia Sheridan typically writes books that, by the way, I only painted one half. Okay, anyways. Mia Sheridan's books, they tend to get me emotional, but this one fully destroyed me. Now, if you remember, a while ago, I did a video where my husband picked out books for me to read that week, and one of the books he picked was Travis, and I read it, and I didn't connect with the story as well, and now I understand why. I hadn't read Archer's Voice before I read that book, and this, now thinking back on Travis, now I'm able to connect even more with that storyline, because now I realize like who all the characters are, everything that Travis is going through in the book. Like in Travis's book, I have to sneeze. Okay, it's gone. In Travis's book, he goes through a lot of inner turmoil that I really couldn't connect with, because she obviously doesn't just repeat this story. And so it's more of just the things that I did to Archer, the things I did to Archer, but you don't really understand what he did to Archer. I do recommend reading Archer's Voice first. I think that I just didn't realize how important this book was in order to really understand Travis's book. Welcome to the video. I am reading Natalie Lawyer's favorite books. I love this series. This is one of my favorite series to do. I love when you guys send me new YouTubers to do, especially YouTubers that I already love. Like, I already love Natalie's stuff. I already like watching her videos. I love all the things that she does. She does some really amazing videos on her channel. Highly recommend you guys going to check her out. She's such a wonderful, lovely girl. She's so kind, so sweet. Like, seriously, follow her on Instagram, follow her on YouTube, do all of the social medias, because can you hear the tippity taps of my dogs? They're just all over the place. They have zoomies. But yes, she's just so wonderful, so kind, and so generous. So I did reach out to her over DM, and I asked her for some of her favorite books so that I could do this video. And she gave me quite a list. Unfortunately, I think of the list, I'd only read 2 of the books that she recommended. Let me just pull that list up. I don't even know where it would be because I screenshotted it so long ago. Her top 5s were Archer's Voice, which we already read, Fourth Wing, which I've already read, Akamath, already read, Red, White, and Royal Blue, goodness gracious, All the Dangerous Things, A Flicker in the Dark, Icebreaker, already read, and Say You Swear. So I got together the books that I already owned. The only book that I didn't own, but I wanted to buy was, because I've heard really good things about it, was Say You Swear. So I have these 3 plus this one. So this one's already done. It's fantastic. Honestly, Natalie, how could you? How actually could you? This was fantastic. Archer's Voice is about Archer Hale and Bree Prescott, Bree has just moved to this small town in Maine, and Archer is a resident in Maine. Archer is mute. He doesn't speak at all, but he does speak sign language, but nobody knows that he does that because people just kind of avoid him in general. And Bree actually does reach out. She speaks sign language as well. Her dad was deaf. Her dad passed away in a really gruesome accident. Not even accident, it was just it was like a robbery, but I don't want to spoil that because that gets explained later in the book. So her dad passes away though. It was really tragic to her. She moves to Maine, she meets Archer, she befriends him. She just feels drawn to him. Like she just feels this like energy towards him. I don't even know how to explain it. Like it really is fate stepping in and being like, I'm gonna continuously put you guys together. So it's just a really good book. It was so sad, so emotional. I really loved it though. Like I absolutely loved everything about it. I really liked the communication between the characters. There's times where you think there's going to be miscommunication and there isn't. I really love that the miscommunication, if there is any, it gets cleared up so quickly, and you can see that there are forces in here trying to spread discord between the two, and it's such a beautiful story. It really is. It's just such a beautiful story. So I'm very excited because that was Natalie's first choice, and I read it and I feel really good about it. So because that was so amazing, I am really excited for the next 3. I just have a random bookmark in here so that I don't lose my bookmarks, because that is a tendency. If I read in bed, I will just set the bookmark down inside the bed, like under the covers, and then you never see it again. So comment down below if that happens to you. It happens to me so often. So usually I'll just stick it like randomly in a book. Anyways, moving on. So these are the other 3 books that I've decided to also read in this reading vlog. I don't know if I'm gonna get to all 3 of them. I hope I do. It has been very cold and I have not really wanted to leave my house. So that's why a lot of reading has been done lately. I'm not sure like which book to start first. Like these 2 are both by Stacey Willingham, and I just read Stacey Willingham, Only If You're Lucky. I just read that book in February, and I really like her writing. It's very quick and easy, so I think I want to pick up one of these, but I don't know if I want to read both of them. Does that make sense? Like 2 Stacey Willingham books in a video, I don't know, that seems like a lot. But I think I do want to pick up at least one of them. I'm thinking A Flicker in a Dark. Let me tell you why. I am judging this book by its cover. I just like the way the yellow and the blue mix with this, whereas this one is like a red and blue. I don't know, this one just looks cooler to me. So I think I might read A Flicker in the Dark, and then I think I will read Say You Swear. This one makes me nervous. It makes me nervous. This is a big papa. Like she's thick. She's a thick girl. So I'm hoping that I finish this one today. I can't leave my house. I've been snowed in. So I'm not going anywhere. And I'm just not going anywhere. So I think I'm gonna read this and try and finish it today. And then maybe start this and finish it tomorrow. I kind of wanna like at least be able to start this, maybe even get like an hour's worth in of reading this, because then I won't feel like, I don't know if this works for you guys, but if I start a book, even if I've only read it for like an hour, it doesn't seem as daunting because I've got some pages in. Like if I can get like 20 pages into a book, even if the book, I mean, this isn't obviously 1,000 pages long, but if the book was 1,000 pages, if I could get 20 pages in, suddenly, girl math, book math, I don't know, but it doesn't seem as like big because it's like, oh, well, I've already started it, so it's not that bad. Like, I don't know what it is, but yeah, it makes sense in my head, okay? It makes sense in my head. So I'm very excited to get these books started, and I think that's what we're gonna do just for the rest of the day. What time is it even? It's 12:03. Great. We love that. We have plenty of time for reading. I think if I read, like, okay, so I try to think of like, if I had a full-time job, I mean, obviously I do YouTube, but like, let's pretend I had an employer and they were like, okay, you have to work like 8-hour days. If I read for 8 hours, that would be a full-time job. Like, how cool would that? Anyways, okay, well, okay, I'm gonna go read now. I wanted to give an update because I am in the middle of reading A Flicker in the Dark, and I want to talk about it a little bit because I'm on page 108. I'm on chapter 14, and so far this is actually really good. I do like Stacey Willingham. I read Only If You're Lucky, which is her newest book. I read that last month in February, and I really liked it. I thought it was really brilliant. I like her writing. I like her style, all of that stuff. Also, I apologize if I'm talking weird. I bit my tongue so hard and now it's kind of swollen on this side and it keeps rubbing my teeth and it hurts. I'm trying so hard to not talk like in this, like I'm trying to like move my tongue, so I apologize if I sound so strange, but I am in the middle of reading this, and again, I'm on chapter 14, and so far, like, we've now just kind of gotten to the actual point of the story, and I'm very excited about that, but we've learned so much back history on this one character, and her name is Chloe. She's a doctor. She's a psychiatrist, and her father, what did you turn on? Chloe Davis, her father is a killer, and he all these, like, young girls went missing in her town, and then they found out that it was him. And so he's in jail, and she hasn't had any contact with him ever since. She's getting engaged. Her brother is there. Like, there's this whole, like, thing going on. You can see, like, her life is moving forward, and then all of a sudden a girl goes missing, and okay, that was sad and that was tragic, and then they found the body, and that was sad and that was tragic, but then the second girl goes missing. And not only does the second girl go missing, and all of a sudden, like, all of these, like, traumatic thoughts are happening in her head, not only does the second girl go missing, but she knows who it is. It's one of her clients. So things are getting real. I think it's been probably about a month since I've last updated you guys, but I finished. I finished this book, and I just want to say that, one, I can't make a lot of facial expressions right now because this is almost done being dried, but it's taking so long. But I just want to update you on a couple things. Hold on a second, let me get very comfortable. Okay, so there's another video that's coming out. Hopefully it came out before this one, but if it isn't, surprise, I'm pregnant. I finished this book, finally. I finished this maybe 2 days ago, and I finished it in a very public setting, so I wasn't able to, like, film any reactions to it. I think I had about maybe 200 pages left, and I was trying to get my car serviced, and they were like, it's only gonna take 3 hours. And I was like, okay, cool. So I just brought one book with me, thinking it was gonna take 3 hours. It took 6. It took 6 hours. I finished this book, and then I was like, crap, what do I do? I did finish this though, and I did read it, and it was wonderful. I really, really liked it. I am having a hard time giving a rating for this because I really thought that I was smarter than Stacey Willingham for a whole minute there. I was like, oh, I already know who the killer is. Like, I already know everything. I know who it is. I know who the copycat is. I know it all because she's not that smart. And I figured it out in chapter 4. So, case closed. give me my badge. When the big reveal happened and I was like, what are you talking about? And then she started to go back and talk about like the situation all over again, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me right now. Like, you cannot be serious. You cannot be serious. I cannot believe I missed all of the signs. I don't know if I'm just not good at thrillers or something, but I don't know. I love them nonetheless. I love a good puzzle. I love a good mystery, a good puzzle. I want to figure it out. I want to be the smartest person in the room. I was not in this case. So I like am struggling to find a rating because this was so excellent. However, because I had already assumed I figured it out, I didn't enjoy about 40% of the book. And that's not any way against Stacey. That was perfect writing. So that's why I'm struggling with a rating, because that was like the best way to write this, was to make you feel like you've already solved it. And then to just rip that from underneath you. Like, this was just so well written. And I just don't know how to rate it. Like, I just don't know how to rate it. Cause like, I'm hopping around between 3.75 and a 4-star, which I realize is not like a huge difference. But I just think that this was so well executed. Like, this was just so well executed. And I'm so grateful for Natalie putting this on my radar. Like, this was phenomenal. This was such a phenomenal experience around. Oh my gosh, that is gassy. My dog's next to me. This was wonderful. This was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And I think that this author, I'm trying so hard not to breathe right now. Oh my gosh, Micah, you are disgusting. Oh, the last book I think I'm gonna read in this is gonna be Say You Swear. And this is by Megan Brandy. This book is, for years I've dreamt of what college life could bring. And while some things changed, there was why do I have a dog hair in my mouth? My God, for years I've dreamt of college life could bring. And while some things changed, there was always one constant. It didn't matter how wild I allowed my imagination to run, it always led me to the same place in the end. It led me to him. My future was clear and he was it, until suddenly he wasn't. Now I'm a shell of who I was, on a path too blurry to follow, and I see no way out, no way up. They say first loves last forever. That's exactly what I'm afraid of. Hey, okay, so it's a new day. And I started Say You Swear. I am only 5 chapters in, so I think I'm on page 42. I don't think I know. I just saw the page number, but I'm on page 42. And so far, this is very, like, how do I say? Like, very fun. Like, it's a fun book. It's definitely for a younger crowd, but it's fun. It's very, like, they're 18, they just turned 18, they've just graduated, so, you know, they're going off and they're like at this beach house in Oceanside, California, which is very funny because I lived in Oceanside for 7 years. It's just fun to like read about Oceanside. I know exactly where they are. I know what beach they're talking about. Some of like the clubs that they're talking about, I don't think they're real. I think those are made up, just because I've never heard of them. And I did go out, like I did go clubbing, I did go and party. Our main character, her name is Ariana. I am assuming that I will know who the guy is eventually, because at the top it says Ariana, so you know what you're getting, her point of view, which like you really only do that if there's more than one POV. So the first 5 chapters at least are her POV. I'm assuming at some point we're going to get to another guy's POV, but we just got introduced to, I think, is what this book is actually about. Because at first I thought it was about this guy named Chase and how she has like a thing for Chase and all this stuff, but then we got introduced to a new guy, his name's Noah, and so I'm thinking this book is actually about her and Noah, which I'm very, very interested about. He seems wonderful. I'm going to be honest with you. Chase had me in the first half, but I'm here for Noah. Just like their interaction was just like so much chemistry between them, even though like we've had 4 chapters of her and Chase, but in like a paragraph of her and Noah, I was like, oh, it's him, it's gotta be him. There's way too much chemistry there just on like a couple lines. So yeah, I'm very excited to continue this though. So we're gonna continue reading. Hi, long time no see. It is now June 1st. I have started recording this back in March, but as you all know, I got pregnant. I'm still pregnant, but like I found out I was pregnant at the end of February. The first trimester completely knocked me out, like knocked me cold. I was so sick, I was so tired. I just like couldn't get out of bed. I'm gonna be honest, my energy is still not like 110%, but I am doing so much better lately than I have like ever before, like through this whole entire pregnancy. And so yeah, I just wanted to say like, I'm so sorry about all of this. I'm so sorry it took me so long to read these 3 books. And I'm gonna be honest, I kept setting these books aside because I didn't want to film, because I just didn't feel good enough to film. But then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to read them and then I'll just give you guys my reaction. So I apologize, there's not a lot of B-roll footage for this video. I think we should talk about all 3 books. I know for a fact that I've already talked about this one. Archer's Voice was just such an amazing, amazing book. For me, I love Mia Sheridan. I love how she throws you into a story and how you really understand a character's thought process throughout the whole book. And I'm just beyond happy that this was a choice that Natalie gave me, because I've always wanted to read Archer's Voice. I've read Travis. I have Gage's new book that just came out. I actually went to see Mia Sheridan on her book tour, and that was just so phenomenal to see her again. It was so exciting. So getting to read Archer's Voice was so nice, and I told her that I forgot the book, and she was like, that's okay, I'll just come back and sign that one as well. So I'm very, very excited to see her the next time she's in the area. Archer's Voice was just phenomenal. Such a great book. I'm so grateful. Natalie, you have no idea. This was so lovely to read. Just reading about Archer and learning about Bree's struggles and how Archer's able to help her through that. I know I've already talked about this, so I'm just gonna kind of gloss over a lot of this, a lot of what happened, because I know I've already talked about it, but I just really love the characters. Archer, Bree, I love their story. I love how they just formed a really nice unit together, and I just think it was very sweet and very lovely to watch that and witness that grow and learn and evolve, and it was just really nice overall. I then read A Flicker in the Dark. This was by Stacey Willingham. I really do enjoy Stacey Willingham's writing. I think this is her first novel that she put out though, and so you can kind of sense that first novel-esque that some authors have about them. I definitely could tell, because reading this and also reading her newest novel, Only If You're Lucky, I think that's what it's called, there's massive changes. I feel like her newest novel was just so gripping through the whole book, whereas this one had kind of a slow start. And I'll admit, I really truly thought that I had already figured out who did it, like the mystery behind it all, like the whodunit of who's killing these girls again. I thought I had figured it out on page like 40, and I was pretty positive that I had. And because she kept leading me to that thing, I'm gonna be honest, I was bored for a good portion of this book. But then you get to the twist and the turns of it, and you're like, wait a second. And it ended up being really, really phenomenal of an ending. Like, she really got me at the end. I think she and Frida McFadden have that in common, where they want you to be lulled into the sense of, I know what's going on here. I know what to expect. I know what's gonna happen. And then they like rip the rug from underneath you. I think that they both have that in common, where you just really think that you know what's going on and you have absolutely no idea. And the thing is that she had all of the building blocks there for her to build, and lead you to the right direction, but you still went the wrong way. So it was right there the whole time, I will say that. But yeah, it was phenomenal. I really enjoyed this book and I really enjoyed this author. So I'm glad that I got to pick this up. I do think I want to pick up some of her other books. Another book that Natalie had actually recommended was also by Stacey Willingham. This one, All the Dangerous Things. So she had also recommended this one and I didn't pick it up, but I think I do want to pick it up like in the future later on, some other time. This one I know I gave 5 stars. I think I gave this one maybe 4 stars, 4.5. I don't know, it was very high though, because I did think it was really good. I can't remember what I ended up giving this. I could probably look back in the footage, but I'm a little bit lazy, so I'm not going to. Anyways, let's get down to this one. Okay, so this one I haven't talked about, I know that. So I just finished Say You Swear today. Overall, I think that this book is really meant for people who had a strong Wattpad phase. I think that this book, okay, another thing, this is bending and it's bothering me, but it's my fault because I was reading it at a bonfire with my husband the other night and I was reading it and it started to rain and we didn't pack this away fast enough. And so now it's like, it's fine. I'll just put it underneath some heavy books and it will be fine. But anyways, I would recommend this book for people who have had a strong Wattpad phase. And I'm talking strong. You went deep in there. It wasn't just Wattpad, like fan fiction and stuff like that. You had a strong enough phase that you may have even written some of your own original work. This had very strong Wattpad vibes and I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all. I do feel like some of the characters were just plain insensitive. For instance, her best friend, I feel like she was like the most insensitive best friend you could ever have. And I was so confused because I was like, can you just for 1 second have some empathy for your friend who's going through a lot right now? Can we just like take a second back? Like, I don't understand why you can't do that for her. And then she has a twin brother. I should probably tell you what this book is about if you don't know. So Say You Swear is about Ariana and her twin brother Mason. They're very close. They're very good. They do a lot of things together. They have this very tight-knit friend group. And so it's her best friend Cameron, and then his 2 best friends, Brady and Chase. And all of their parents are best friends. They grew up together. They were raised together. Like they all have very strong bonding moments together and there's all this stuff. Ariana has a thing for Chase. Chase does not like Ariana back. And then insert this random guy called Noah. Noah and Ariana hit it off and Chase gets very jealous and he wants Ariana all of a sudden now, but she's like moved on and she's really frustrated by this. Like she's really frustrated by Chase having this ping pong moment. She's kind of just like upset and torn because she wants to be with Noah, but the guy that she had been pining for years is now deciding that he actually does like her. So this book had so many tropes in it, like so many dramatic tropes in it. And I think one thing that I kept getting confused on was I couldn't tell if this was a second book in a series or if there was like a spin-off series or something else had happened, because there was things that were happening in the first couple pages that felt very similar to a recap like previously on, and I was like, are we recapping something or is this the first time we're hearing about it? Like I'm very confused. For instance, there's a character Peyton that you meet within the first couple pages of this book. There's this character Peyton and she's pregnant, but the father of the child has passed on. He got into an accident and didn't make it. And like, I guess I was just very confused because there's so much emotion around Peyton's situation. And I was like, who is this character? Like, I don't know who this person is. And I'm very, very confused by that. So I will admit I stumbled my way through this. Like I really did. And I don't know if I connected with the characters until about 80% of the way through the book. And I want to say I didn't connect with them because there were so many and I couldn't keep them straight. Like there's like Nate and Lolly and Kenra and some other person, and I couldn't remember who was with who and what happened with what, and I just was so confused. I'm gonna be honest, I was so confused. And so I was like, am I missing something? Like, am I missing a book? Like, what's going on? And so I do think that it would have been nice, like, if we just focused on the main characters. Like, even if it was just like the group of guys, I don't feel like Brady, like, he's supposed to be Mason's best friend and he's in there, but like, he's just kind of a random afterthought that I felt like his character could have been divided between Cameron and Mason. Like, I feel like Brady's character was kind of a waste. Like, I don't feel like he added much value to what was going on. I also felt like he was very annoying and he ruined a lot of things. Like, he ruined a lot of moments because he didn't know the full story and he would just say things and it's like, you don't know what's going on. If you could please close your mouth. Like, it just, I don't know, it was really irritating me. And I was like, this character is not very much needed. I also felt like Cameron was just incredibly insensitive as a friend. Like, I just thought she was one of the most insensitive people in this book. I understood why Mason was saying and doing the things that he did because he didn't know the full story, but Cameron did. Cameron knew exactly what happened, knew what went down between Ariana and Chase, and still was like telling her friend, like, grow up, like, come out, like, you're ruining my freshman year of college, like, come on. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if I could be friends with this person. Like, I just don't think I could. But then you meet Noah, and Noah is this very soft character that's like wonderful and everything that Ariana needed. And he's just such an amazing, amazing character. His character development is incredibly strong. I felt like he didn't have many weaknesses though. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing to have a character that doesn't have many weaknesses, but I feel as though he was so well put together that we didn't really get to see him have a moment where he also needed Ariana. And even like towards the end, there's an event that happens with Noah, and even then, like, Ariana's there for him, but like, he's still more so there for Ariana. And we didn't really get to have a scene where Ariana could be there and understand what he needs and give him what he needs, and he didn't feel obligated to take care of her more above his needs. And I understand that that's his character, that's like his thing, but dude had no flaws. And it was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of boring. But I did really like her in Noah. I will say that Ariana as a character, her personality kind of depended on whoever was in the room with them. And that was a little frustrating. I feel like her personality changed with the person who was in the room with her. So if she was with Cameron, she was a party girl. If she was with Noah, she was a homebody. If she was with Mason, she was a little shy sister. If she was with the, Chase, she was this, like, I don't know, vixen type of thing. It was just very confusing. She gave pretty bad, I'm not like other girl vibes. It's weird because I liked this book. I just didn't like Ariana as the main character. I felt like she was constantly appreciating and complimenting Noah on his ability to communicate well with her, and then she would not be able to communicate well with him back. And that was really frustrating for me because I was like, you are literally telling us, the reader, how much you crave this solid communication. There's no guessing. You don't need to figure out what the other person's motive is. Like, Noah just tells it to you straight, but you can't do that back. And it's very, what is the word? It's very, oh gosh, what is the word? Hypocritical. It's very hypocritical. And I just don't feel like she knew that she was even doing it, if that makes sense. But they are very cute together and they have so many cute moments. I love the cooking scenes. Like, those were some of my favorite scenes, is when they were cooking together. Overall, I'm gonna give this a 3-star. It wasn't my vibe. It wasn't my personal taste or my personal vibe. I felt like the writing was a little choppy. However, I want to stress, I think there are so many people that I can name off the top of my head that would love this book and would give it a 5-star and would be like, are you crazy? This book was so well written. I loved the ending of the book. I did love several parts of the book. I just felt like it wasn't consistent enough for me, but I'm a much more critical reader than a lot of people. So I understand that. I get that. That's okay with me. doesn't mean it's a bad book. I don't think 3 stars is a bad rating. I think 3 stars is a pretty average rating, especially for me. I give a lot of books 3 stars. A lot of books that my friends think are 5 stars, I give 3 stars. So it's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. I don't know. But overall, these were amazing. This was such a good pick of books, and I'm so grateful for Natalie. And if you don't know who Natalie is, you should definitely please go check her out. I love her channel. I love everything that she's doing on her channel. She's so cute. She's so adorable. She's so fun, and she's got this very calm, relaxing aura to her. So please definitely go check her out. She's just fantastic. I think you'll all really love her videos. And I think that is all for me now. I don't know, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know if I'm going back to posting normally or if it's gonna be pretty erratic. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't know. This pregnancy was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. It's a lot more draining than I thought it was gonna be. I can already feel, like, I haven't even been recording that long, but I can already feel I'm getting foggy and exhausted. I'm gonna have to take a nap after this. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what the future holds. I commend anyone who is pregnant or has ever been pregnant, because I did not realize how hard this is. I really truly didn't. Not even my husband understood. He was like very concerned and was like, you're in bed all the time. Do I need to call someone? And I was like, I'm just tired. And this baby is growing. So I've got flutterings now. It's very exciting. So pretty soon I'll be feeling those kicks, and I'm very excited about that. So, but without further ado, I'm going to let you guys go. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of those things. I promise I will be making videos. I just don't know when I'm gonna have time to edit and upload them, but I am still making them. Like, I am still making videos. I just don't know when they're going up. But if you want, you can go find me on Instagram, because I'm a little bit more active in the stories on there. So that's definitely an option for you as well. I'm gonna go, and I will see you guys in the next video, okay? I love you so much. Okay, thanks, bye.